The following podcast contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
So this week is Friday the 13th, and that starts tomorrow. And how are you going to celebrate? Are you going to celebrate by playing some tricks on your friends? Or are you going to celebrate by playing Friday the 13th Part 1 through infinity? The entire series of the Friday the 13th franchise to have Jason Voorhees slashing, cutting, and dicing through nubile young teenagers as they fucking get high. Are you going to do that? That's what I'm going to do. So enjoy yourself. It's Friday the 13th coming up. Welcome to Trick or Treat Radio.
Welcome all you little zombies. You're listening to Trick or Treat Radio, starring the Deadites.
Welcome to episode 472 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is the world's most dangerous podcast and is recorded in front of an undead studio audience here at Castle Wolfenstein, also at the Lair of Lost Swag within the Raven Chateau. Also, Casa Day 50 is back in action after taking a week off. And we also are broadcasting from the Lair of the Gods. Once again, we are here on episode 472. This week, we're going to be talking about a film, a Thailand horror film called The Maid. We'll be discussing that, and we'll also get into all sorts of other trouble, I'm sure. But the big thing that's different this week is MZ is here with us. MZ, you're back.
I am. What the hell? Why am I here?
I don't know. Why were you gone?
I was sick as a fucking dog, dude.
Dogs don't really get sick all that often.
Yeah, but when they do, they get sick really bad. And I was sick bad. I was
Sick Bad.
I was
is that like the comedian? Is that your new comedian name, Sick Bad?
sick bad.
He was great on A Different World. I love Sick Bag.
Yeah.
Is
He had
that
a great cameo, and his cameo in the Coneheads movie, man. No, I was out sick. It was rough. It looks like it was like a small form of pneumonia, and I'm still not over it yet. You know, I went back to work yesterday. I was out for a week and a half from work, so my paychecks are going to be stumbling for a little while. But
Wait, I'm sorry. I still struggle with the jobs that you have. You don't have like mass sick time or any kind of like
well,
time?
it's a new job for him, right? Newish.
it's a new job. But I only had three sick days left, and yeah, 3 sick days left, and I used them all up. The rest of them up, and I had 1 day of like a floating holiday, but that was already put in for that week, like months before that this happened. So it, just kind of lucked out that it worked out that way, if you want to call that lucking out. But I had COVID tests done. I had 3 of them done. 1 molecular where they jam the goddamn Q-tip right up to your goddamn brain. And now I can speak Portuguese. So go figure. And
What? He's now the Aldo Montoya, the Portuguese man of war.
pretty much, I got a 204 IQ now. And
Is that a Just Incredible reference? That's pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
Pretty good.
and but it's still lingering on to me. I'm still coughing, hacking a little bit, so I'll be muting myself every now and again if I need to do that. And
Please do.
yeah, oh, believe me, I will.
No, like mute yourself all the time so we don't have to hear you.
Okay, all right.
So I don't have to mute. I
And you
don't
can
have
put
to
it
mute.
back. Put it back up in your ass again.
So it's good. It's good to have you back, MZ. I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm glad it wasn't COVID, but sounds like pneumonia can be almost fucking as bad. So
Yeah, I'd rather take my chances with the COVID, you know.
with
But
the COVID, take my chances with the COVID.
COVID's killed lots and lots of people, but pneumonia's killed a lot more.
True.
So
It's been around a lot longer.
yeah. I'll be damned if I'm going to have some ancient disease take me out.
It's amazing. Fucking black death is gonna get you. Is gonna come back and fucking take you.
What's the more current? You want a more current disease?
Is that true?
Yeah.
Do you want a more current one or do you want an old one?
Yeah, something modern. Something modern. Something with a
Jesus.
lot of something that's got a lot of oomph to it, you know?
We need to have like I know we've talked about the Trick or Treat Radio death pool a lot, but we need to have like it Clue style. Like people need to like tell us how we're gonna go and in what room or whatever. Raven Shadow in the
Raven
podcast
Shadow.
studio with the cancer cigarettes.
I was just thinking that. I was thinking, Johnny, once again, we are on the fucking same page, my friend. Like Raven Shadow in the studio with black lung.
There you
Or
go.
like,
He'll choke to death from an Uncrustable.
yeah, like
You'll choke to death on
Some-
chicken. Oh wait, that's already happened.
yeah, true, yeah.
It was close. Didn't get it up.
Fucking, the game board would have a little like pewter chicken.
Oh man,
You know what I mean?
that would be fucking amazing if we had our own game of like Clue made up.
Oh shit!
Is anyone out there make board games?
Who made the game that we like so much? That we played on.
Mixtape Massacre.
Yeah, can we get the boys to Mixed Massacre? Because Aries would have a little plow, maybe a little plow. You know, we'd have a little
Yeah, I'm
cute
sure they're not busy doing anything. I'm sure they wouldn't mind doing this for us.
So there's probably like 5 people that would buy that game.
Probably.
I'd
And
buy
you're
2.
all 4. You're all 5 of them Raven Shadow.
Oh, my mom would get one.
Oh, okay. Raven Shadow 1 through 4. Raven Shadow's mom 5.
Yeah. Be nice.
It would be nice. Well, maybe someone can get on that. What would be what would everyone's game piece be?
But Raven Shadows would be a bong.
Uh,
Not so much. Like I don't really have the lung capacity anymore for bongs.
I don't have the lung capacity.
Or a dime bag or
No, man. I mean, tobacco is much more my thing over that. Aries is already Picarding again. Very early.
yeah, Aries would be a bottle of whiskey, a small little bottle of whiskey.
Yeah.
But
With a beard.
Large bottle of whiskey.
Yeah, with a beard.
I'd have the butt, so some beers. You know what I mean? Trying to live healthy.
Trying to live healthy.
I don't drink whiskey.
How about you, MZ?
I don't know. Good question.
It'd probably be a
bottle of Jif.
probably be a chicken, right? It'd be the San Diego chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, it wouldn't.
He's like hell it would.
Goddamn right, like hell.
So yeah, I don't know. What would mine be? Like maybe I choose a microphone, but I guess all of us would be microphones, so that doesn't make me special. Be
Well, no, because you have the microphone in front of you. The rest of us have headsets.
and Raven Shadow's got a mic.
headsets. Raven Shadow has a little toy microphone. You got a real microphone.
It'd be
Wait.
Ozzy.
Wait, I was
Ozzy.
gonna say Raven Shadow would have Ollie.
Yeah. What was the one that that Gutenberg had in Police Academy 2 when he was it Mr. Microphone? When he was strapped.
Oh yeah, he's strapped.
Mr. Microphone.
Would it be Bunky?
Monkey. I'm taking my headphones
Monkey's
off.
little-
Oh, baby. Don't get pissed.
Oh, listen. Oh, he told us.
He did, and I love how I get the blame for that. You were the one that called him out on it.
He said, "Don't be pissed."
Oh, he said pissed Aries.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, actually, Aries. It wouldn't. Yeah, with Aries, it wouldn't be a little bottle of whiskey. It would be an actual full-sized
Yeah.
actual bottle of whiskey. Yeah.
Giant bottle of whiskey.
There you go. That's it. That's what it is. So, yeah, I mentioned what we're up to tonight. We're going to be talking about The Maid. And as of now, usually people come through, but I don't think we have any voice messages right this moment. Let me just double check. It says I have one email. But if folks are listening live and they would like to send in a voice message, you can do so. Podcast at trickortreatradio.com. And let us know what's going on. If you saw the movie The Maid, give us some thoughts. Or if you didn't, you can give us your thoughts on previous films. I know a lot of times when we do stuff on VOD, it'll eventually pop up on, Shudder or Netflix or Tubi or any of these other streaming sites. So if you happen to check out, like for instance, I think I saw EF likes to post his reviews online, and I noticed that he posted one for Raw Force. So I thought that was pretty cool. So if anyone ever, checks out any of these films that we talk about, as always, you can send in a voice message, whether it's weeks, months, or even years after the fact. If you see fucking Contracted, which we did back on episode 78, and you want to tell us what you think, then you can do that. That's fine.
All right, the topics are evergreen, as they say.
Except when MZ gives an intro that talks about tomorrow being Friday the 13th.
That's true. Tomorrow.
That's okay. Intros don't need to be evergreen necessarily, right?
What do you mean?
At least he wasn't trying to sell something.
That is true. Do you know what evergreen means?
All I know is evergreen's a tree.
It's something that is always relevant. Like it doesn't age. Like for instance, if we talked about, like the intro, you talked about tomorrow being Friday the 13th. Now that's not evergreen because in 3 months tomorrow is not going to be Friday the 13th. But so that's why we sometimes talk about news of the day, but it's not like we don't do a news show where that's all we do because people can get that shit on fucking Twitter or Facebook or whatever. So, evergreen is something that always is fresh and new to somebody,
I dig.
Every episode is someone's first episode, and maybe they listen to Contracted.
Could be. Could be.
And maybe, Raven Shadow's right. Maybe she did have a zombie gene.
Whoa. Raven Shadow is right. I don't think
Those thoughts never entered anyone's head ever.
Those words have never been uttered.
Let's not push it. Let's not push it.
No, I think I'm going to push it. I think Bill said that during our 90th anniversary, or he said something similar.
I think he was wrong.
Bill was very right at that moment in time. Outside the cinema, check it out.
So one other thing I wanted to bring up because it's fresh because I just got the package today. But we talked about doing a contest a couple weeks ago for our 9-year anniversary. And so I got the package today from our friends over at Vinegar Syndrome. So they sent us a swag box, some pretty awesome shit. So we got lots of some bumper stickers.
That's great.
Let's see. We got these fucking sweet ass stickers right here. Let me get them up close for those watching. Let's see if I can.
Nice.
Sort of like hollow sticker. It says Vincin, and it's got a film reel with like devil horns and a pentagram behind it. It's kind of awesome. I can't really show it very well. What's that, MZ?
Hail Satan.
Yes. So that's pretty cool. These are outrageous. I didn't even know they had these. These, MZ actually picked it out when I sent a picture of what it was. Do you want to tell folks what this is, MZ?
That
Can you see it?
is that's an air freshener for your car.
And
I can only imagine what an air freshener for your car from Vinegar Syndrome must smell like.
Yeah.
It must smell like cigarette butts and stale piss. I'd be disappointed if it didn't.
Raven Chat, what would you think this smells like?
That's pretty fair.
Don't
I mean,
be
it might
don't be crass.
well, I mean, I might have been probably better than what I pulled out of my fridge before the show, which might have been cigarettes and piss. I'm not sure, but once for the drug test. But no, it's very popcorn.
My band
lube,
Planet Piss.
Planet Piss, yeah, probably lube, popcorn, and butts.
Like cigarette butts or actual butts.
Yeah, probably both. Probably both.
So yeah, we'll get some of these. Aries, do you have any thoughts about what this smells like?
None that I can say on this show.
And of course, the coup de grace Blu-ray of Raw Force.
No.
So let's see. The way we're going to do this is we're going to give away 2 of them. We're going to give away one to the best roast that we got, or best voice message. And the other one was going to be to just someone who was hanging out in the chat room. And I think we conferred, and I think we picked a winner for the best voice message. But he actually reached out to me and said that he wanted to be taken out of the running, which is unfortunate because it was a good one, and that was from EF Contentment. He sent us a proper roast. He actually roasted the hell out of us, and so. He already owns a copy anyway, so that's why he took his name out of the running. But EF would have won because that was an amazing voice message that roasted the fuck out of us, and it made Aries smile. I could see it. I could see the smiles beneath all the pain and
It did make me smile.
and beard hair
warm feeling in the heart.
and the cockles. Oh man. So what we need to do is we need to pick a runner-up for that, because we had some really great voice messages for that. So we'll have to talk about this off air, because I don't want to do this on air. You know, it's kind of like, who had the best voice message? I have.
Well, they were all awesome with different
They're
ways.
all awesome. Yeah, no, everyone who sends in a voice message is awesome. So, like, right off the bat, you know, you guys are the best. But maybe what we'll do is, maybe I didn't set up for it, so I won't be able to do it today. But maybe what I'll do is I'll do a randomizer, or put everyone in there, and then we'll just randomly pick it. And then I have a list of people who were in the chat room, so I'll do it for that as well. So it would just kind of bog down the show if I did it now, because I'd have to set up some stuff. So we'll announce it either on social media or next week on the show, who the winners are, and then we'll get those out to you guys soon, because I want to make sure we get everyone's address and everything like that. So we'll see how my shipping stacks up to Raven Shadows.
And to mine.
Well, I can't compete with you. You literally like ship it out the minute like it's done. There'll be like a contest, and like MZ, all right, run to the post office. So in the future, MZ should do the shipping.
He's standing in the post office waiting for the address.
Yeah.
I'm like some douchebag that's waiting outside for fucking concert tickets. He funked outside the post office the night before.
So,
but that just goes to show the level of wanting to get the stuff out there to the people,
or the lack of life that you have.
That too. I will not contest that at all.
Hey, Raven, don't hold your arms out like you're super busy all the time.
I am super busy all the time.
You're not 6 months busy.
Yeah, nobody is, unless you're in a coma.
Well,
tell him, Hawk.
Well,
A lot of things going on for years.
For years.
I mean, problems.
It's amazing you can do the show. I'm frankly amazed.
I am amazing. Thank you.
I didn't say you're amazing.
I am amazing. Thank you again, Johnny. I wish these guys would.
amazing. A little way.
Raven Shaw, I see you do a little promotion on the Discord. I'm proud of you.
Oh, did you see that? Yeah.
I forgot to set it up, so thank you.
Yeah, I almost got yelled at probably for looking at my phone from Aries, but sure.
I'm surprised you figured out how to do that.
Yeah, me too.
Marion showed me.
Wow. We
And by showed you set it up, so you just had to hit one button when you sat down in front of the camera.
Yeah, no, I got some procedure docs over here. I got I got some manuals. You know what I mean?
Raven Shadow,
Teleco.
all your royalties are going to Marion.
It could be fair.
Oh, Creepy Girl just popped in. She says, "Hey, boys."
I'm a Leo, creepy girl.
Hey,
Boys, hey, I'm all man, sweetheart.
So so we'll get in touch with folks about the vinegar syndrome contest. And if you're watching live video, you saw all the stuff. There's like 2 different stickers. There's oh my god, what the fuck are those things called that smell? Air freshener. Thank you. Yeah, an air freshener. Their Rufus and Ronaldo sent it.
Rufus. Oh no.
So we'll everyone who wins will get like one of each of those things, or maybe a couple of the stickers, since we have a few of them. So
is there more stickers for the co-hosts of the show?
Nope.
Look again.
And by the way, I'm not shipping you guys stickers, so you'll have to wait till I see you.
Come over, dude. Hurry up. The window's shrinking.
Although my car is legal again. It wasn't. I didn't have it registered or insured for a while down here because of fucking COVID. So, but now I'm street legal, Raven Shadow.
It ain't 100% legal. You just can't drive on every single street. But yeah.
Oh, and Creepy Girl says, "Oops, sorry, forgot you and old man." So boys and old man.
Damn it! I love that softball right up to her.
All right,
Old man.
Raven Shadow, did you see Suicide Squad?
I did, Johnny. I watched it twice.
Like a mug.
Like a mug.
You're so busy you watched it twice, but
know,
you can't
right?
ship things to people.
Yeah, 2 hours and 12 minutes. So you spent 4 hours and 24 minutes watching Suicide Squad when you could have been doing something else, Raven Shadow.
A, not in a row. Okay. B,
it doesn't matter in a row.
It does matter in a row. I spread it out. You know what I mean? Ain't no stamps in my bedroom. You know what I'm saying? I got a fucking, maybe there is. What am I got no labels in the back. I don't got fucking I may have a couple of tubes. But that's not the point. The point is that the film had passion with a plucky spirit, and I'm very excited to announce that. Who else here on the broadcast saw the film at least once?
It's just a shame that
Plucky
you don't have that same kind of. It's just a shame that you don't have that kind of same passion and plucky spirit when it comes to actually watching a movie in its completion in one sitting.
Yeah, he's right.
I did the first time.
Did you watch Suicide Squad in one sitting?
I did. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I pause a little bit,
Oh, Raven Chow. Sorry to interrupt you, but your boy Linus is hanging out. He says, "Hey guys, did you guys start early, or am I lost in time and booze?"
Why not both?
We're gonna go with B.
We started late, actually, so I don't know what the time difference is where you are, Linus, but yeah, it's now 8:47 p.m. over here right now. So
right on time.
Glad to see Linus hanging out. Got a bunch of other people. Creepy Girl says, "I was gonna watch Suicide Squad tonight, but instead here I am."
Ooh. So, all right. I have a lot to fucking say about a lot of things. I don't know how much we're gonna get to tonight.
Oh boy. All right. I'm gonna take a nap when he's done.
Yeah. Why don't you go cop some
Raven
more?
Chow, if the beach was full of dicks, would you Would you take care of him?
That's funny. How great? So you saw it, Wolfie, right? You saw it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. How great was John Cena?
Oh, he was awesome.
He was fantastic.
He was great. Yeah, he was great.
This film was awesome. MZ, seriously, all shitting aside, I think you would enjoy this.
Yeah, MZ. It is a unabashedly James Gunn movie. Like, he made the movie he absolutely wanted to make. This is a James Gunn comic book movie. I'm not going to call it a superhero movie, but he did whatever the fuck he wanted. And
This was a war movie with comic book characters in it.
Right.
All right. Now, I need you guys to educate me on this. Now, just a couple short years ago, there was a movie called Suicide Squad with Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Was it Jared Leto and
Jared Leto? Yeah.
Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, is this a continuation of that story, or is this a remake?
No, it's a sequel.
It's neither.
It could be a sequel or it could be a standalone. It doesn't. Some of the same people are in it, but it's a standalone film.
Yeah, it's a standalone storyline. It doesn't necessarily. It's not a sequel per se. It just features some of the same actors portraying the same characters.
So I guess it will be a sequel then. It's a
no. He actually said it's not necessarily a sequel. It's not a revamp. It's just an independent story.
Okay.
Fuck.
All right.
It's splitting.
That is what James Gunn said.
It's not
word
splitting hairs.
for word.
That's what he said.
It's splitting hairs.
Okay, you go argue with James Gunn then.
All right. Hello. Hi, I'm James Gunn. All right. I'm gonna call like he's not here.
I am telling you, not word for word, but what he said. He wrote this, so it could be interpreted as a sequel, it could be interpreted as a revamp, or it could just be a standalone movie. So however you want to take it, that is what he wanted to do. That's what he did.
Well, fair. But I think to make it simplified, it's a continuation of the Suicide Squad. It's part 2.
Okay, in your mind, if that's how you want to do it, go ahead.
So a movie, was Police Academy 2 a revamp or / remake of Police Academy 1 because they had their next assignment and Mahoney?
No, it was a sequel.
It was their first assignment.
Yeah, it was a sequel.
A continuation of the first film.
Maybe you, MZ, because in this movie, Mahoney didn't have an ATV in the first one, so it is definitely a reimagining.
What the fuck?
No, because it says part 2. The thing here that I don't get is that the first film is called Suicide Squad, and counting Birds of Prey, this one is called Suicide Squad.
It's actually called
this one is called the Suicide Squad. Just like Predator and The Predator, Aliens, small difference, different movie.
Yeah.
So fine. So was Rocky Balboa not a sequel to Rocky 5 because it doesn't have a
Hey. Just because you can list off all these other sequels doesn't neglect null and void what the director said about this particular movie.
And also,
I don't know why you're having trouble with that.
Also, movies that are released like in chronological order don't make it a sequel. Like of the same property, it doesn't make it a sequel. Is Christian Bale Batman a sequel to the last fucking Schumacher one? Because that was the next one in line, right?
No, so you have all the surviving characters from the first film, and they reference the first film.
They don't reference it. Not
they
that
do.
I remember. What did they say?
Well, I'll tell you right now, the scene about the if you have any personalized license plates, you die.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The reference to the Joker. Yeah, sorry for fucking Raven Shadow fucking, dropping some fucking science. You have the same fucking
science.
One throwaway line does not make a sequel.
Yeah.
They reference it's fucking A. Creepy girl.
Okay. Give
please?
another example besides the throwaway license plate line that was thrown in strictly for humor.
So Boomer and Harley Quinn don't recognize each other at all.
They do. That doesn't mean it's a sequel.
It's a let's agree that we're not talking about this anymore. Let's agree. Just because you're fucking out of your fucking minds and you jump.
I'm out of my mind. I'm worried about what the director said.
I'm sorry. All right. Yeah. Well, he said a lot of fucking things. Maybe some things he said we should maybe forget and just think about the good times. But fine, whatever. It's not a continuation of the
Oh
same.
my God! Are you
Yeah,
for real right
no,
now?
They don't mention Superman in that movie at all. They don't mention Superman in that movie at all.
They did.
That's not a reference to an expanded universe.
They did mention Superman.
That's
in it.
weird. Because I
What
think
does that have to do with anything?
Monster Zero. Ares is
Well, you know what? He
Something-
never shot Superman in a movie, so oh my God, it's just a completely different thing. This exists outside the
who's
DC
Superman?
universe.
who was Superman? That's weird. Fucking A, man. It's the same fucking characters who lived. The same characters that lived in another movie.
Aries is in disbelief.
I'm at a loss right now.
You should.
So if they had different actors play him, you'd be okay that it wasn't a sequel.
Now, God damn it! So many things I want to talk about. There's a whole lot of shit in the comic
Okay,
world.
you know what? And
No,
when
fine.
Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and there was a different actor playing Batman. That's a sequel.
No, I've never talked about Batman Returns at all during this conversation.
But you're saying because the actors are the same characters, if the actors are different, if the character is played by a different actor, it's no longer a sequel. By your argument.
Nope. I'm not having an argument. I'm not having an argument at all. But Batman Forever is a sequel to Batman '89.
No, it isn't because it's a different actor playing the character. You said because it's the same actor, it's going to be a sequel.
No, you're just getting pissy to be pissy.
No,
I'm not getting. I am getting
you did
pissy,
say,
but not
you
just
did say
because
that.
that was one of your arguments.
It's the exact same characters. So fine.
Yes.
If you want to go, if you want
So
to,
if you're changing actors, it's not a sequel anymore.
so pull your beard back because the only continuing
Wow.
character in the '89 movie was fucking Michael Goff, and Commissioner Gordon. So yes, they are all sequels because it has the original Alfred and fucking Commissioner
But
Gordon.
Batman's different.
So fine, I guess. So fine, is Iron Man 2 not a sequel to Iron Man 1 because they changed Don Cheadle?
According to your argument.
No, not my argument. Not
It
my
is your
argument.
argument.
No, you're
shit.
You're a dummy. You're a,
That was one of your basis of your arguments.
you're a
Because
big-
the actors play the same character, it has to be a sequel.
in the same fucking 2 years. It's fucking dumb.
Okay, then where was Will Smith in this?
Missing a paycheck because he'd have fucking killed it. Like,
He had already proved himself in the first movie. He would have been the logical choice for this movie.
but he thought
That
maybe
character.
they should make
But what?
what's that movie? I don't know. Fuck, produce something else. I don't know. He's got his own problems. I ain't the fucking Will Smith's biographer. I don't know what he's fucking doing. But he should have played fucking Deadshot.
But then we wouldn't
And
have
it just-
Bloodsport.
Yeah, and Bloodsport, once again, is a mediocre character, but he should have played Bronze fucking Tiger. But before Ares got on his little twisted rant to argue just to argue.
Twisted.
No. As much as I do love to argue, because you are wrong.
No.
Yes.
No.
You
No.
are arguing against what the director said. So you're wrong.
But you could proceed.
You are arguing against the artist.
No, now I'm arguing against you. Really. It's
No,
that kind of
I am trying to be the artist's voice, but you are arguing against the artist.
I don't think James Gunn needs your help. I don't think James Gunn
He
is at
does
home
because he's not here.
saying, I really wish.
He's not here to educate you.
Right. I mean, he should maybe lay off Twitter for a little while, but just saying. But nonetheless, Aries, I think what we're trying to say is we're all trying to.
No, we're not all. No, just you.
All right.
This is why we focus on you.
That's
Go
good.
ahead. I'll give you 5 minutes without arguing. Use it wisely.
That's what I want. So
So
regardless of Aries' Alzheimer's laden rant that he had about continuity of films, or continuity of a missteps made in a shared cinematic universe, regardless, then fine, Aries. Then fine, Aries. And we'll say, in my interpretation, this seems to me like a very well could be. You don't need to watch a previous film. You don't need to watch a previous DC cinematic universe movie. You could watch this movie.
Raven Shadow, take your own advice. You ain't got to watch the movie.
I watched this movie.
Twice.
This movie could be seen. Corny, it's a fucking sequel, but we're doing this for Aries, so it's earmuffs. This is a movie that takes place in a feels like it could be a part of a larger cinematic world, even if the cinematic output might not have been as cohesive or as structured as maybe some other property cinematic universe. It felt like you were in the middle of a world. Is that fair to say? Without somebody crying to naysay. I think you got a sense that this was
Crying? Who's crying? There's no crying in podcasting.
He's on the verge. I was watching Field of Dreams earlier. I've seen it happen. But no,
he's gonna fucking kill you. He is going to kill you.
And he's in arm's reach to do it too.
He likes it when we're not in studio. Come back.
No,
back.
he doesn't. For these moments, he wishes. Oh, he's being quiet for 5 minutes because you asked him to. Yeah.
Oh, is he timing it?
He is. I could see his eyes moving. He's counting.
I think he's gonna be pissed. This is not gonna be good. So fun. I love the movie. Anyway, Monster, I think you would love the movie if you saw it. Is bad people doing bad things, a war movie, people on a mission movie, and I love the characters. Now, having known, actually, I do know every character in the movie from some book or another randomly, or at least the name. Even though one character, when they said his name, like kind of sounds like a Legion of Superhero reference, and turns out it actually was from the 50s. Nathan Fillion's character,
TDK, yeah.
His name was different in the old 50s Legion or 60s Legion. I loved it. I thought Joel Kinnaman got fucking swole like a mug up in there. Kinnaman, yeah, he was great. I thought this was a fantastic picture. I highly enjoyed it, and I would love to see more. My only complaint is, spoiler alert, don't get attached. But I thought it was beautiful. There was a great shot in the rain where two characters shared a gesture that, I don't know, maybe shows their previous history from a different film. I don't know. It seemed pretty important, like James Gunn zeroed in on that, to show two characters having a moment and their love and respect for one another. Maybe not in a sexual way, but maybe in a respect way. So, yeah, that maybe would have had some more meaning if you had seen the first film. But no, it's brand new. Brand fucking new.
There's some deep, you definitely do not have to see the 2016 Suicide Squad to see this. Absolutely
you don't.
not. And
no,
in fact, you probably should just go right to this one.
It's still fine, but once again, the same people
it's fine. It's fine. It's not very good.
It is. It's better. It's better than I thought it was going to be. Truly. But once again, you want to die in a hill like, I fucking hate the new fill in the blank Jason movie or Michael Myers movie. Are you going to die on every fucking Halloween or Friday the 13th film as a fucking masterpiece?
Who are you talking to now?
Whoever fucking listening. Linus.
I think he might have shut up.
Yeah, I think he turned it off. No.
He left 10 minutes ago.
He's talking about it. He said Cena was rad. Elba finally was used as he should be. It's a non-quel, he said. That's what he called it, Raven Shadow.
Hey. At 2, Linus?
And he says Elba is greater than Smith. He has the greater than sign.
Oh, yeah.
And he says, hang on, I got to call in. So I think I got 2 voice messages, so it might be Linus.
Just call me, bro.
Just call me. So maybe we'll revisit this later because I think Linus might have called in about it. But yeah, it's you know what? Even if MZ sees that just like one scene, if he watches that scene where they're going to rescue Rick Flag, I think he'll fucking love that scene.
Oh my god! And his boy shows up. Trauma shows up.
Trauma shows up.
I did hear that that Lloyd Kaufman has a cameo in this.
Yeah. But yeah, that scene was fucking ridiculous. Like, I'm almost kind of amazed that that's in a DC movie. Like, legit amazed that they did that. And Sly Stallone's in it, MZ. Or his voice.
Is he?
His voice, rather.
Well, I mean, whatever scene it is that you guys are talking about that I'm gonna, be gushing over. I'm
I
sure
wouldn't
it's
say
a
gushing, but
show up.
I think you'd enjoy it.
I'm sure it'll show up on YouTube at some point.
Yeah.
Before I get a chance to see the film, so.
Yeah, it was fun though, and it's cool seeing these, I don't even know, fucking Z-list characters. But the film actually had a little bit of heart as well, like, which I thought was good. It's not called the Suicide Squad for nothing, right, Raven Shadow?
Right. All right. Aries, I'm sorry.
He can't talk yet. He's timing it.
I apologize. I'm sorry if I offended you. I apologize. I'm looking at you.
I don't
right
think
now.
you offended him. He was telling you what the director said, and you were telling him that you basically telling Aries to go fuck himself for repeating what James Gunn said.
All right.
It was a bit rude. Was it
rude? If I was rude, I apologize. But I felt. So let's full disclosure. I feel that you were jumping to attack, and I felt attacked, and I reacted. So I apologize.
Okay. Now, I would like to speak without you interrupting me for a couple of minutes.
Raven Shadow, you can't talk for 2 minutes, Raven Shadow. Okay, we'll half the time. You got 2 minutes. Go ahead, Aries.
Now, I did attack you. I will openly admit that I was attacking you because you were saying what the director said was wrong. By that simple fact, you are wrong. You may interpret it as a sequel, and that is fine. That is your right to do. But by dismissing everyone else's interpretation that is different than yours is wrong. That is why I attacked you. By not being open to the fact that I view this movie as an independent movie, not a sequel to the first one. You were saying I was wrong. But I was just merely doing what the director was saying we should do. Interpret the movie as we see fit.
He can't talk yet.
I am done. No, I am done. You are free to speak now.
All right, you're free to speak, Raven Shadow.
Wow.
Allow me to retort. Then I think that to interpret it as you wish, I can get behind that interpretation. I think you were looking to call me a motherfucker, and but fine. I accept that comment and your apology. No, I'm having fun. But no, I'm with that. But interpret it as you will. So fine. To go back to MZ's quote that we got off the rails on, interpret it as you see fit. I agree with you, Aaron. I agree. I think that was very well said.
Well, I'm so happy we had to yell at each other for 20 minutes for you to just simply accept what the director said.
And MZ, I won't say too much for those folks who haven't seen it, but I guess you could consider a kaiju element of the film as well. There's like,
really,
yeah.
All right, well that piques my interest.
I know that's why I wanted to call it out. Would you agree with that, Raven Shadow?
Some gross things.
And to steer away from this malarkey that is the Suicide Squad, and we make a transition to kaiju, I finally got around to seeing Godzilla vs. Kong.
And
well, the battle scenes do deliver. They definitely own up to the battle that we've all been wanting to see for the longest time. and the fight scenes do indeed deliver. I thought they were great. The human elements, of course, are, you know, pretty much a mess. Granted, you can't. I mean, and of course, you got to have the human element in it. I mean, if it wasn't for the human element, you wouldn't have Kong being where he is, and you wouldn't have Godzilla's creation. So, unfortunately, because of poor dialogue, you got to have that human element in there. But the fight scenes between our two heroes were really well done. A lot of glowing shit going on. There's too much glowing. There is. There's too much glowing shit going on in this film. There's stuff that's glowing that doesn't need to glow. You know, it's just it became a hindrance, and it just became somewhat of a disturb. Everything fucking glowed. Just orange, you know. It's like, come on, let's knock that crap out. I know we're trying to make it visually stimulating. I get that, and people like glowing things. You know, look at all the films in the MCU. Every movie in MCU has something glowing in it. So I guess these guys had to follow suit in that regard. Big mistake on as far as I'm concerned. But what they wanted to deliver was the fights, and the fights were good. The fights were a lot of fun. They were hard hitting. You know, you got atomic breath. You got, you know, Kong getting all scratched up and he's bleeding. You got Mecha Godzilla. I mean, it worked out. It was really, really well done in that regard. It didn't end the way I thought it would, though. I had a big prediction on how this whole thing was going to play out, and it didn't play out that way. Because it was called Godzilla versus Kong. Is it Kong versus what? I guess it's
Godzilla versus Kong, I think.
Godzilla versus Kong. Okay. Well, I thought the title was going to be the big giveaway. Godzilla versus Kong, not Godzilla versus King Kong. And I figured that if he defeated Godzilla, that's how he became king. So it wouldn't have been up until that point that he would be named King Kong. But it didn't play itself out that way, which I'm kind of disappointed in. I thought I had it figured out, but I mean, rating from 1 to 10, I'd give it a 6.
All right. I still haven't seen it. I still would like to, but I haven't seen it. Raven Shadow. I wasn't gonna tell you this, but I'll tell you because it's during the argument. But Creepy Girl says, "I trust Raven Shadow. He's the expert on comics. The one movie he is hyper focused on and pays attention."
But the problem is he's very intelligent when it comes to comics. This is a movie.
Which he's not. That dumbs it down.
Yeah.
Your words, not mine.
Touche.
No, I think we should take a moment and give it up to Creepy Girl for intelligence.
No, we should. You should.
We should. We all should.
No, you.
No, you should.
So I can't speak for us and say that we all applaud Creepy Girl's
Don't
contribution.
speak
Yeah,
for
you're not. We
I should-
never give you the right to speak for us.
Even
We've
if
established that.
Raven Shadow, it's
Even
about consent, okay? You need consent.
You have barely earned the right to speak for yourself.
That's true.
I applaud your comments, Creepy Girl. Thank you. And I'm sorry. I love you. Okay. Will you give me a hug and a kiss next time I see you?
Hey.
Who?
Talking to Aries.
Yeah, MZ got mad. He thought you were talking about Creepy Girl.
I think he is.
No, he's talking about Aries.
Yeah.
Oh, go right ahead.
Yeah, don't get
Whiskers
jealous,
off.
buddy.
No, he's just backpedaling like he usually does.
I'm not backpedaling. I'm moving forward.
He walks better backwards than forward.
That is
Yeah.
true. Yeah, that is true.
No, I love you so much, Aries. You know that.
So
I'm sorry.
let me quickly catch up on the rest of. Oh, and during that, when Creepy Girl was giving you praise, what Evil Corny says, "Cut Raven Shadow's mic."
Fuck, bro. Really?
I think that means he was standing with me in this argument.
Corny he's been.
He's right. Corny's a
Is
very
he-
smart guy.
Is he out of your fave 5?
No, I think he's just having some problems right now.
And also,
Well, he's smart.
he called out a T-Dog cameo. T-Dog got back from a walk with Ozzy, and he wanted to come in and see me. He likes to, whenever we get back from a walk, like he comes in, he likes to like kind of like tell the other person what his walk was like. So he like was like knocking on the door, so she had to let him in. So I guess T-Dog had a little cameo opening the door. Let's see. Evil Corny says Raven Shadow can get the angry nerd title from Patsy now. Wow.
What the fuck, bro? No, I'm okay. I ain't challenging for that, but I feel I'm being attacked. I feel I'm being attacked by my friends. Doesn't feel good. Doesn't calm me down. Doesn't make my day better.
Evil Corny says, Aries, I can cash app you gas money right now.
Fuck,
$5 a whack
Yeah.
in $5 increments.
Yeah. Creepy Girl also says, you guys have to admit, Raven Shadow's the comics guy. He knows his stuff. Yeah, we're
comic books,
yeah,
not
comic
movies.
books, yeah. We're definitely not.
Comic.
He remembers more about comics than he does real life.
Yeah, no. It's true. But I think Creepy Girl is brilliant in her estimations.
And then Creepy Girl says, hey, Wolfie, you're feeding the fire. He wasn't rude.
Yeah, see, Creepy Girl.
She's defending you.
No, because they're in cahoots, Creepy Girl. They were in cahoots last week, and they're in cahoots this week. Thank
Get
you.
off Raven Shadow's dick. You know what? He was being
Whoa.
rude.
Whoa.
And Double
Hey
D,
now.
Double D says, as your Johnny Cochran, Raven Shadow, I agree.
Thank you, D. D and me. I'm doing a new podcast. Me, Creepy Girl, and Double D.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
good luck with that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what?
Who's going to produce that one?
I don't know
Yeah,
who.
but-
I don't know who will leave the show first out of those 3.
Yeah, we
Creepy
call
Girl.
it.
Yeah,
Gonna call
Creepy
it.
Girl.
5 minutes in. What the fuck am I doing with these
Yeah,
assholes?
exactly.
Go fuck y'all,
What
motherfuckers.
have I done?
And our old boy Nicholas is tuning in. He says even
Hey.
Aries' internet is getting mad. I think your camera cut out for a moment back then. And he says
Okay.
this is why I don't like comic book movies. Everyone wants them to connect to the other comic book movies. I just saw this as another Suicide Squad movie with some different characters. I loved it. I hated the other one. So there you go. Got some running the whole gamut of opinions here. So I think that's all we're going to talk about Suicide Squad because literally everybody's been talking about it for the last week. So or Aries,
Well,
you got something else?
I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong. I think we're going to talk about it during the voicemails.
Oh, right. True. Let's see. Linus says, yeah, Godzilla versus Kong fights are rad. Script is shite, but it almost doesn't matter. So he's kind of on board with you, MZ.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that's all we got here in the intro. We're already, Jesus Christ, we've been talking for like an hour, and it seems like it's been 20 minutes. So we're going to wrap this up. What we're doing this weekend, we're going to record a Patreon episode. We were going to do it last weekend, but with MZ sick, we wanted to hold off. So hopefully you guys understand. But we wanted our homie there for it. Otherwise, it might have just been me and Raven Shadow, and well, maybe that would have been the best show ever, Raven Shadow.
Would have been nice, Johnny. We wouldn't be
What-
arguing.
What would we talk
Aries.
about if it was you? and me?
We would talk about areas not trying to pit us against each other. We wouldn't talk about being tired all the time. we wouldn't be
Although
talking
to be
about.
fair, I'm waking up earlier now, so I am a little tired.
It's true. Yeah, you're at 9 a.m. instead of fucking noon.
No,
time.
8.
Yeah. Oh, you poor bastard.
But the funny thing is, I think I actually woke up earlier when I was working from home, but now I have to I don't have any leeway. I have to get up. It's actually nice working in the office. There's 4 of us in the fucking entire floor. It's really nice. So we're gonna do a Patreon this weekend. So keep an eye out for that. We'll be recording it and then dropping it very soon after we do it on Sunday. So it'll be either out on Sunday evening or Monday at the latest. So if you guys want to help support us, MZ's lubing up.
Yeah.
That is
We're about to take a 5-minute break,
that
so
is
he's got time.
so creepy. That is
It's all this talk
literally
about creepy.
that is literally the creepiest thing ever. Like all we can see is from your
hand lotion for Christ's
you're at
sake.
home, and all we
You
can see
damn right
is
I'm home.
from your waist up, and you're like smiling and rubbing your fucking lubed up hands together.
And we know you're in your masturbation chair.
Yeah, it's the creepiest fucking thing. It's Jesus Christ. Do it during the breaks. Oh God. All right.
Toilets.
Now we can't see your hands, so now this is really fucking weird.
Oh, for Christ's sake! Here,
Stay like that the whole show.
Yeah, you hold your hands up the whole show.
Keep
It ain't wet fluid, kids. No.
All right, so if you guys want to help support the show, head on over to Patreon, patreon.com/trickortreatradio, and there's 2 years worth of Patreon exclusive episodes, so you can give those a listen. There's some video content for a higher tier, and also we did the Patreon takeover last week, and if you guys want to be a part of that, there's also a tier where you can get into the Patreon takeover, and you get to choose the movies that we talk about. You get to come on as a guest if you want to. So give all that a look and help support the show. Patreon.com/trickortreatradio. All right. We also have the Amazon link. If you go to trickortreatradio.com, scroll down on the front page, you're going to see an Amazon logo. You click it. You're going to go there. You're going to buy all kinds of shit. You're going to buy groceries. You're going to buy new headphones to listen to the show. You're going to buy a fucking riding lawnmower for Raven Shadow. Would you wear a cowboy hat if you had one of those, Raven Shadow?
Yes.
You're going to buy some beard oil for Aries and some more lotion for MZ.
I'm not perverted. I'm just Italian.
All right, Cuomo.
All right, listen.
I'm not perverted. My hands are just dry.
Yeah. The hell.
So if you guys want to buy all that stuff on Amazon or whatever the fuck you want, use the Amazon link, trickortreatradio.com, scroll down, look for the logo, click it, it'll bring you there, inputs our affiliate link. Everything you purchase in that session will get attributed to us. It doesn't cost any extra, Raven Shadow.
But it's another way to help keep the lights on.
You had your hand up. What else are you going to say?
It wasn't evergreen, Johnny. I was going to say that, like I said, I'm going to say it. This weekend, the fucking, was it August 13th through 15th is tax-free weekend in Massachusetts, but that doesn't really translate to like other countries or other parts of the world. So I thought maybe that might inspire you to do some Amazon shopping with our link, but I realized that it's not. It's Massachusetts tax-free weekend.
Wow.
And you don't pay tax on Amazon.
Really?
No, you do.
Yeah. Do you?
Oh, for the you talking about the tax-free weekend or just any time?
At all?
No, you do.
I don't recall ever paying tax.
Yeah, you do.
Oh.
Shit.
Aries is like paying more money than he thinks. No. So use the Amazon link, and then finally on trickortreatradio.com on the front page there is a store. You click it, it's going to bring you to our digital store. We have Trick or Treat Radio Volumes 1 through 3 Greatest Hits. We've been doing the show, as we've talked about. We're in our 10th year right now, so we've done 9 years of shows. That's a lot of content. We don't expect you guys to go back and listen to all of it, but if you want to get the highlights, the lowlights, the midlights, everything in between, the arguments like we had earlier, the songs, the interviews, all that stuff, you can get a glimpse of that in the Greatest Hits. And they're $3 a pop, and they're about 90 minutes worth of content each. I think maybe even a little bit more in some cases. So it'll give you a nice sampling of all the old stuff over the course of the 9+ years now. So give that a look. And there's one other thing I was just about to say, but maybe I'll hold off. And if I forget anyways, but if I remember, I'll mention it. But Raven Shadow, you sit down to watch The Maid. Not The Handmaiden, which we did a couple of years ago. This is The Maid. It's a horror film from Thailand. What? Oh, look at that. Aries left without saying goodbye. Because
Fuck
you're
him.
about to talk.
See, you are fucking, yeah, my creepy girl's right. You are like stoking, you're like Bram Stoker, stoking the fire right now, causing controversy. God damn it, MZ. This is what happens when you fucking don't show up.
All right, Raven Shadow, what do you do to prepare for the movie?
Well, I didn't have a good night's sleep, Johnny, at all. I was fucking tired. You know why?
Nope.
Because I was woken up at fucking 3 a.m. because fucking, here's the thing. So apparently, I think when I mow the lawn sometimes, my adjustments on my phone get out of whack. So the autoplay feature is on my podcast on the Stitcher app. So I was listening to one show when I went to bed, but then I wake up at 3 in the morning and I hear fucking Rocky and your voice in my bedroom at 3 a.m. and I'm all fucked up because I'm like, what the fuck? Like, but apparently it bled into a Force and Sensitive episode. But now in my induced state, I'm thinking, did I fall asleep on a phone call? Like, what the fuck? Because that may have happened before. I was a little all confused, discombobulated. So, you know, by the time I got ready to watch the movie, couldn't go to bed. So I had to strap on.
You go through your week with the same old routine.
What you really want is some blood and thunder in your life.
Well, friend, you found it.
The Cromcast is an adventurous journey through the history of two-fisted pulp stories
With your host, John,
Josh,
and Luke.
we have action.
horror.
An adventure, all through the lens of pulp luminary Robert E. Howard.
Don't just stay in your ordinary life.
Find your pulp life at thecromcast.blogspot.com.
The Cromcast,
The Cromcast.
The Cromcast.
a podcast for the barbarian at heart.
Thank you guys for having me on. It's a blast. You guys are awesome.
Thank you so much.
And, you know, Trick or Treat Radio, man. That's where it's at. That's the new Fangoria Radio is Trick or Treat Radio.
No. Don't say that.
Like, you really put us under.
It's like swearing in church.
You just jinxed us.
Yeah. you put a lot on our shoulders just now.
Well, we can strive for
you
greatness.
guys are awesome.
Yeah,
you really are. You got a great show.
Oh, delicious nerds. Ms. M knows you like to chat it up with other sexy shut-ins about comics, movies, video games, and your favorite TV shows. If that sounds like you, cuddle up to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group, or the FIB. That stands for Fan Interaction Board. Just go to Facebook and search for Trick or Treat Radio and have more fun than a Jedi at a lightsaber sale. Not enough? Watch us on YouTube, The Deadites TV, all one word. Last but not least, check out the world's most dangerous talk radio show, Trick or Treat Radio, at trickortreatradio.com.
Dear God, no!
And we're back on Trick or Treat Radio.
All right.
All All right. Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So we're going to talk about this week's movie, The Maid. The Maid is 102 minutes and is a drama horror mystery. And the film is directed by Lee Thongkam, and it is also written by Lee Thongkam and Piuluk Tuntas. Oh my God, Tuntasriksakul. There, let's go with that. MZ, I'm bad with Thailand, with actors and people from Thailand, but let's give it a shot. Oh, funny enough, the actress who played Joy, her name was Ploy Sornaran, because in the movie there's another character named Ploy, so I thought that was kind of interesting. Who else we got here? We have Savika Shayade, Therapat Sajakul, Kanaporn Pwangtong, Kitapat Pungru, Sorabodi Changsiri. All right, you try one. Come on. I see you're probably looking at him. Go ahead.
All right.
Try one.
All right. Venus Sexiri. There.
Try another one.
No, I proved myself, man. I don't need you anymore.
You chose the last name on the fucking list, you asshole. All right, so the synopsis: a teenager, Joy, works as a domestic maid and being haunted by the previous... Oh, my God. All right, let me find a different one because that one is translated poorly. Joy is the new maid of a royal house whose previous maid disappeared under mysterious circumstances and is now haunting and terrorizing the family. Joy works to uncover the reason behind the former maid's disappearance. There you go. That's better. All right. So this, and by the way, this flick is put out by Dread Central or Dread Presents and Epic Pictures as well. And yeah, I saw some decent buzz about this one, and it looked like it would be like kind of a nice little break in sort of what we've been doing after doing, we did the Patreon picks and then we did Raw Force before that. And, and then we had some comedies in there with Werewolves Within and Vicious Fun. So I figured it would be good to get back to straight up horror flick. So, I don't think we've seen too many from Thailand. I think we've done a couple over the history of the show, but maybe this is the second or third. I'm not positive. All right, well let's jump into this. So this is kind of an interesting one, and it's going to be difficult to talk about without spoilers, obviously, because this is a mystery. Ultimately, there is an element of mystery to this, so we'll have to kind of tiptoe around some of that stuff. But it basically starts out with Joy, who is the new maid, and she's getting sort of like acquainted with the premises and the mansion and the people that she'll be serving as the maid. And then, we find out there's some weird goings on. There's like hauntings. And it turns out that it's the the previous maid, who is like haunting the grounds of the place. And so Joy wants to kind of find out more about this. But as we learn more about Joy, we learn that maybe she has her own ulterior motives, if you will.
If I could correct you.
Oh, please, Aries, please.
Not that often I get to do this. It isn't the previous maid, because you actually saw the previous maid quit.
Sure, it was a previous.
And they also make reference to multiple maids before that quitting.
Yeah. Yep, you're right.
So it is. There's a pattern to maids not staying around in this house.
Yeah, definitely. So it was a previous, not the one that preceded her. But yep, Aries is right. So, I mean, that's the basic premise of this, and you know, as I mentioned, it will be difficult to talk about some of the stuff as it relates, because I think it's better if you go in completely cold without knowing much about the story and whatnot. But I guess let's get some impressions initially. Like, you know, you guys don't have to blow your load and give like your verdict, but generally, what do you guys think of this flick? For me, I thought it was I always like a good ghost story, and I think that some of the best ghost stories have intrigue around why that person is haunting where they're haunting. So I thought that this had a lot to chew on in terms of why this ghost was here, what she was doing, how she got to be there. And this movie does take some twists and turns as we find out more about this previous or former maid, not the preceding one. Aries, just make some point of clarity. So, and it kind of unravels and we find out a little bit more about what happened, and in kind of a cool way. So for me, the gold standard of the last 20, 25 years is Devil's Backbone. That's probably my favorite ghost film. So I think that this one told a pretty good story. And had some interesting sort of like twists as it moved along. So for me, I thought that this was a pretty good ghost story. And you guys want to jump in?
Yeah, I don't know what it is about Asian/Southeast Asian films that always seems to get the better of me. Not in terms entirely of scares in this regard, but in terms of storyline and its execution. When I saw what the premise of this film was about, it seemed to be like a very straightforward story. And as you watch the film and you dive deeper into the story, you get to know more about the characters and their motives, that it turns out that there is just a major right angle that I just never see coming. And this happens to me every single time when it comes to Southeast Asian films. It seems like a simplistic plot, with characters going through what they're going to have to go through, but they always throw a wrench in there, and it makes it, and it just blows me away as to what, and the execution of that as well. So it really took me by surprise. I should know this shit by now, but I get suckered in every goddamn time. Every single time, without fail. And I don't know if that's good on their part or just lousiness on my part, but it has an effect on me.
All right, Aries or Ravenchild, you guys have anything to add?
Go ahead.
All right. So I am a sucker for what do you want to call it? Ghost stories? Is that what we want to call it? Poltergeist, any kind of geist. I like a lot. Zeitgeist. That was in Street Fighter. Zangief. That's not even close.
Oh my God, Zangeist.
The Zangeist.
Zangeist, yeah. What the fuck?
Aries, you had a chance.
I'm sorry.
I was trying to put it on TV for you, brother. But no, I am a mark for that. And even though this, like Monster Zero loves the genre, that's the found footage genre. There's so many times when it's bad, but when you see it good, I really get excited. Like I'm chasing those moments. And I think the beginning was a little bit choppy because it kind of jumped around with the narrative and who was doing the voiceovers. But I've really come to embrace, Asian cinema and really doing this show and being along for the ride and, for its length. And I was really on board with it. And I think as much as I am a sucker for those kind of stories when they're done well, it's also the struggle of why would you stay in a place? Like the old Eddie Murphy joke, get out. too bad we can't stay, baby. Leave the fucking house. Get out of that scenario. But I think this movie did a good job of why the characters were there, and maybe why a character or other characters would be exposed to something where others were not. Does that make sense? In a trying to avoid from spoilers, I feel I would question some of the doctor's decisions in diagnosis in a couple of fronts, but I think it made sense why they were where. And I think as it progresses, this movie's like a supernatural onion where you gotta peel back. You know what I mean? A lot of things where at first you're seeing, okay, this is a ghost story. And as it progresses, oh, maybe it's a ghost story meets blank.
It meets blank.
Yeah. I'm not saying it, but fill in the
what is this, match game?
Yeah, horror movie Mad Libs, but there's some other things going on in this, and I think it was interesting. As you're watching the film, you're like, oh, and then I'm thinking, oh, what if this character's doing this? And I was along for the ride after a very kind of choppy narrative in the beginning. Anyone agree, disagree with that?
Yeah, I will agree that the beginning was choppy. In terms of the first 20 minutes, it didn't really grab me, and I was struggling to. I wouldn't say struggling, but I would feel like it was hard. This film had trouble finding its footing, I guess. It was kind of I didn't know what it was trying to do, and nothing grabbed me in the first 20 minutes until we saw one of the first scares or something like that. About, I would say 20 to 25 minutes into it is when it started to pick up a little bit for me. So it was to the point where the first 20 minutes didn't land so much that if we weren't doing this for the show, I could see myself tuning out, to the point where I would be like, well, maybe I'm not so interested in this anymore. But obviously I'm glad I stuck it out because it does take some turns and it does get better. But I will agree with that. The first 20 or so minutes were, a little rough.
Yeah, well, the movie's set in 3 chapters, first of all. The first chapter, you get to know the characters. There's plenty of character development. The second chapter, there's story development. And the third chapter is when the shit hits the fan and things really start picking up steam. So it's definitely, it's not a slow burn film. And you guys are right about the opening 20 minutes or so where it kind of jumps around a little bit to a point where the narrative gets a little sketchy. But you stick this one out, you'll be glad you did.
Aries, do you have anything to add? I know we kind of jumped around there a little bit. I wanted to make sure that.
Yeah, you guys are all over the place, as per usual. I'm gonna nitpick here with MZ. Surprise, surprise. See you last week, bud. You mentioned the 3 chapters. Yeah, most movies are 3-act plays. It's just the nature of cinema.
No, but I mean it's this. I understand that, but it's displayed on screen. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3.
I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, and there was different stuff revealed in each chapter in a sense. So it wasn't. While it was mostly linear, I think you got more information in the different chapters. So
yeah, you get that through most movies. This one just kind of laid that out for you as to what point it was breaking up the movies. But I mean, as far as the non-linear thing, that was a little jarring for me because there was no indication when it was happening, and or that it was happening. Right. Especially the first time. As far as the first 20 minutes, yeah, that was all over the place, and they did what I absolutely hate in horror movies is jump scares that rely solely on music, on sound cues, and this movie was just loaded with them. If there wasn't the music, you wouldn't jump, and I hate that. And it's just sad because a couple of them, they spent a little time to try to build up a little bit of tension, and then just completely 180'd it and just, sound you into scaring.
Yeah, I got to agree. The scares in this film are not very good. I was not. There is tension ratcheted up in certain areas, but it doesn't lead to a full scale scare. It leads to an intensity level, but nothing truly horrifying. I think the scares on this, like you were saying, Aries, with the musical cues, and there's like rapid movements with the ghosts and close-ups and rapid editing of just ghosts or apparitions doing things that you would think would scare somebody. This movie wasn't scary in the slightest.
This movie could have gotten away with, and probably should have, a lot of just background things without any musical cues or anything else, any point of acknowledging it. Let the audience try to pick up on what was just in the background. This is the perfect type of movie that should have tried that, and they failed with that because they had things in the background, but they felt the need to play a sharp, keyboard note to tell you that it's there, and that was very disappointing for this movie.
See, that's funny because I think having it be subtitled and being a foreign picture to at least Americans, in its home country, wasn't a foreign movie, but you had to like watch it because of subtitles, and once again, it was very fast subtitles too. So it wasn't like you could have something on in the background and do dishes or play with Ollie. You had to watch for the stuff. And maybe because I had the AC on, because it's been super fucking hot up here in New England lately. I was just watching the film.
For the record, when you watch movies for the show, you should be watching the movies.
Yeah.
Not doing the dishes, not playing with Ollie.
Right.
No, I couldn't, but I didn't do those. I didn't do those things.
Well, you just admitted that because it had subtitles, you do that. You should be giving your all for the listeners.
But essentially, what you admitted is that you normally that's what you do.
Well, no, it's fair. I mean, I don't want to be fucking, the majestic film that was Raw Force. Maybe I was doing some things in the background while that was going on. But no, what I'm trying to say is that I was focused and I was present for this movie because it was words. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. If you're not present, you won't know what the fuck's going on.
Right. So that's
so. But what you gave to this movie, you should be giving to every movie.
Yeah.
No one is that busy that they can't watch one movie a week.
Well, he did watch Suicide Squad twice, so to be fair, he was busy.
All right, that's 5 hours worth of watching TV. That and
so
hour and a half of that could have been spent watching this.
So what he's saying, and I apologize, Aries, but from now on, we're only watching subtitled movies because that's what it takes to get Raven Shadow to pay attention.
Thank you.
Corny, you get your wish. I'm driving over there right now. I'm beating him.
He doesn't even want any money. He doesn't want gas money.
I'll give you money, Corny, for this.
He's going to walk over and get more pissed.
Oh, God. So, yeah, I think that this was I think it was an interesting way of tackling this movie because, yeah, I mean, one of the films that we would say that this was potentially reminiscent of, we can't say because it would be a giveaway. Is that the one that you were thinking of earlier? Raven Shadow, was it, or MZ? I can't remember. But one of you guys was like hinting at a movie that it was like. But, anyways, there is one movie that is reminiscent in a sense because some characters aren't what they seem, or their motives may be different than what they seem. And there's a little sort of and the story that unfolds about the old Maid. That's kind of funny. Raven Shell's favorite card game.
Not the new Maid, but the old Maid.
But even there's a story there too, So I think that this is it's definitely a web that is sort of becoming untangled as you get further into the movie, which I think that's when it really excels, and that's when it's interesting, is when you're not sure what's going on and who's doing what or who who's doing who or whatever.
There was a flashback scene of two characters talking on like a stairwell, on a stoop, like on a deck, on a step. One character says they're getting a job, and like, why would you want to get that job?
Yeah.
Unless. And then I'm like, oh. And now my mind's fucking, fucking circus shit. Like I'm thinking about, what the fuck could this be?
Are you thinking? Wait, I can see Raven Shadow. He's thinking of a clown on a unicycle, juggling chainsaws with like a little dog bouncing up and down on a ball. Right? Is that where you're?
Oh, please! Raven Shadow's brain is 2 marbles in a tin can.
Like the monkey shines, on like a little scooter, a little tricycle, drums. Yeah, under the big top. I'm fucking mental.
Under the big tarp.
The big top. It's big top because it's raining out.
Evil Corny, do you see his response there, Aries, in the chat room?
What is it? Oh yeah, yep.
Say.
It's just 5 emojis.
Which 5?
An emoji with the tongue sticking out and $signs for eyes.
That means I'm good, right?
Yeah.
Depends on your definition of good.
Still here. But no, I think with that, and it picks up and and there's a lot of tangled webs in this fucking house. Rich people, right?
Yeah,
fucking weird.
Fucking rich people. But it is. This is the kind of movie I probably would want to watch again, because as some things unfold, you may think differently of them upon subsequent watches, right? Because you go in thinking one thing, and then as you meet some of these characters and you find out some information, you miss that perspective of having that information that you get later, and it's difficult to look back on it and with that information in mind and think about how it might change your opinion of things. So I think that for folks that do dig this movie, I think this is definitely ripe for at least one rewatch, because I could see getting a different perspective when you get like a character, when you get sort of the cut of a character's jib, that maybe you'll think of them in a different way, or maybe some of their actions might be taken in a different way,
Now, even though despite, in my opinion, apparently Aries as well, that the scares for the most part failed, there's a lot to like here in the way this movie was shot. It has almost a weird quasi Hollywood feel to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With the way some of the editing was done, like the big coup de grace, this big party, and you see the family members getting prepared and the maids getting prepared, and there's this really slick looking sweeping about maybe 7 or 8 times of the camera sweeping by an individual getting prepared. Then it fades to black. Then comes another one. Then comes another one. And it's done so well. It just really has that really quasi Hollywood feel to it. It looks like something that you would get out of a movie here. Another thing that I liked was the I guess you would call them flashback sequences, where we dive even deeper into the family's history, and it's done in the way of like Frank Bannister, Michael J. Fox's character in The Frighteners, when he's going through the old church or the old hospital, and he sees like the past in front of him as to what went on. And that's what happens here. And it's really, really interesting with the way they have that all set up. Another thing that I like is also in terms of the party is how everyone was dressed. And how everyone is wearing, well, I don't want to say too much about it, but let me just say that it's very reminiscent of the color choices used in the 1973 film The Crazies by George Romero.
Oh yeah,
in which certain things just pop out at you. And here it just doesn't pop; it explodes. So there's some really interesting camera choices and costume choices, and it's just very well done.
And we didn't really talk about the director, but Lee Thongkam is still fairly young. He's, I believe he's 34, 35. And he's done mostly shorts and TV. I think he did one, let me see. Yeah, he did a feature film called Tears of Remedy from 2011. And aside from that, like, it's funny, Raven Shadow, he actually did some, like, I don't know if they were like fan films or whatever, but he did a short called Punisher Outbreak with Frank Castle. I assume it was just like a fan film or whatever they call, like it says after surviving the apocalypse, Frank Castle must face the outbreak of the undead. And it's like a 3-minute short.
Really?
Yeah. He also directed another short in 2013 called Thor: God of Thunder.
What was that about?
There's no plot synopsis on this one, unfortunately.
I was making jokes. I figured it'd be about Thor, but yeah, that's.
Yeah. So it seems like he's. I don't know if they were things he did on his own, if he was hired to direct them, but he's done a few feature films. He did another one called The Last One from 2018, which was says a post-apocalyptic tale of hope, faith, death, and the discovery of humanity's last breath for survival. I think that was another production from Thailand. So it seems like he's done some genre stuff.
But this was his first feature, though. First feature film.
No, he's done other features.
Oh.
This is probably his most high-profile one. But he's got 2 more in post-production. I don't know anything about them. One's called Jumping Jacks, JAX, and the other's called Boom. But there's nothing. It's an action adventure, so I don't know like if these are big budget. But The Maid, obviously, it looks fucking legit, as MZ was saying. Like this doesn't have the look of just a regular sort of indie film. This is a pretty slick looking film. And, it's definitely something that, like, it looks like it could have come out of Hollywood in terms of the way it looks, One thing I read about, and this is just from a tweet from, I'll just read his Twitter handle. It's the Eric Butts. But he says, holy shit, just watch The Maid. This is an absolute classic. He says the first half is super solid ghost story with a second half full of beautiful batshittery, shades of Dario Argento, Quentin Tarantino, and Takashi Miike, full of insane surprises. And I actually don't necessarily disagree. I think that there is aspects of Argento and Tarantino and Miike in this. I wouldn't say it's as good or on par with any of those, but there are elements for sure. Yeah.
What I like is that it takes a ghost story, right, as the basic premise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that fair to say? The ghost story is the basic premise. And you're right. It could be almost viewed as like a second half of the film.
Yeah.
The events of this film probably were going to happen if there wasn't a supernatural element to begin with.
Yeah, exactly. It just, yeah, you're right. So whatever happened in this film would have happened regardless, but we had the supernatural element added in as well.
But throw it together in the fact that, I think it shot beautifully, abso-fucking-lutely. This could not be an American film, at least in 2021 or in the last 10 years. I'd be very surprised if this could ever be done as an American film. But you take that sensibility, and the idea in it. All right, maybe I'm putting some shit on the table. That's what makes it special to me. And what kind of made me locked on board thinking that could this be something like that? Even after a choppy, intro.
Yeah.
What was the movie we liked so much about the family who were a bunch of dicks who got into the family, the other family, they subverted themselves in the family?
Oh, that was just the Oscar-winning film Parasite.
Parasite, thank you.
Wow, I had no fucking clue what he was talking about. Bravo, Johnny.
Well, I knew the family, Raymond. I got it.
The fact that he said family 5 times, you knew what he was talking about.
Yeah, on the second time I knew. Name that synopsis in two words, Raven Shadow. It's like name that tune.
That would be if we were doing our own Patreon. Me and you and Johnny, we could do that. We could just like name random shit, and you would see if I could be like R2, and you'd be like the vegan 3PO interpreting what I'm fucking saying.
All right, that's if we ever do our own Patreon show. You and I, if we're the only ones there, we'll do that. Okay. Rachel's gonna sabotage MC and Aries now, so we do that.
Gonna put some fucking catabellas in his fucking bedroom.
Jeez. Put some peanuts.
I won't do. Yeah. I promise there's no penis in here. Peanuts in here, rather.
That's an excellent peanut you have there.
It's an excellent peanut you have there.
All right, so let's start to wind things down because, yeah, I mean, I think we're at the point where there's not much we can talk about in terms of plot even in the second act, and especially the third. But as far as performances go, we didn't really talk about performances. I thought that let me just pull up the name here. The lead who played Joy, I thought that she was real good, especially given the range that she had to show in some, in some aspects of the character. She was played by Ploy Sornarin, was the actress who played Joy. But I thought that she was quite good, and she seemed, I don't know how old she is as the actress, but she seemed fairly young to me. Like I would say like late teens. Like that's the vibe I got from this movie, is that she was maybe 18 or 19. But she had like a maturity to her performance that, that, not saying 18 or 19-year-old kids can't act, but what I mean is like, it's almost like she was playing a younger character early in this film, and then later in the film, it seemed like she was playing an older character. I'm trying to do it without giving too much away.
You're 100%. I mean, do you want to go as far as Chris Reeve playing Clark Kent and Superman? There were two distinct performances.
Yeah.
In this, maybe more than two. But she had a swagger.
Yeah. And when she changed, without giving much away, when she kind of went into a bit of a different sort of like aspect of herself, there was like a confidence there that earlier in the film wasn't there, because earlier it was like almost like she was an immature child. But then I got the feeling that she was a very assured adult, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Another good performance I thought was the wife, because she was, I hated her, and with her character being who she was, pretty much throughout the entire film. Wealthy, smokes cigarettes on a long stick, pretty much doing nothing with her life. And I just despise those kind of people. Like, bitch, you're sitting around the house smoking a cigarette all day long. You really don't need a maid, if you got a kid there. Take care of the damn kid yourself. I understand you're wealthy, you have the money to do this sort of thing, but goddamn, that kind of shit just pisses me right the fuck off. And she played that part so well because you could tell she was very upper crust and just knew she was better than everybody else because of the lifestyle she had, and played that to a very, very elegant degree that I loved it, but I hated her at the same time. She played it wonderfully.
Yeah, and I think also the husband and also the young daughter, I thought, she didn't have to show much range, but I think that she had to show fear and, like also sort of like just being a young child that probably wasn't as loved as she needed to be. I think there is a lot of dynamic range to some of the performances in this. So yeah, I think that without those, this film wouldn't have had as much impact. One thing, the music at the party was kind of annoying to me. It was like this like soft jazz, and they kept cutting back to it, and it just seemed weird to me. Maybe it was supposed to be kind of ironic, but I didn't really think so. It was kind of like annoying,
That and the happy birthday in English was odd.
Maybe there's something to it, but I mean, he did speak English a few times, in it. So it's not like he hadn't spoke English prior, but yeah.
And they were considered foreigners. The family was.
Mm-hmm.
At least for the wife.
Yeah. So, all right. You guys got anything else to add about this flick before we head to a verdict? No? All right, good. I don't want to hear from you anyways.
Trick or treat, baby. I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, it is verdict time. We're going to let you know whether The Maid was a trick or a treat and any final thoughts we may have. Let's kick it off with Monza Zero.
The biggest problem with this film is the scares. If it's a horror film it's trying to denote scares, it's got to deliver, and this film does not do that. You could try as many camera tricks as you want, but musical cues, and I think even without the musical cues, I don't think this movie is anywhere near as scary as they thought it could be. That being said, this is a very well made film. In spite of that, it's got good acting. The set design is really, really nice. The wardrobe is really, really interesting, and it sets the tone for each person, including the guests of the big party at the end. It's got an interesting story, a nice angle, nice little twist, and it's a ghost story on one end and a complete splatterfest on the other.
Yeah.
And it gets violent, real big time violent. So, and that's not the thing that you get to see in a ghost story. So that's another nice little twist. That being said, I enjoyed this. This is a treat despite its setbacks. It's not perfect, far from it, but it is enjoyable and definitely worth a second watch. Check it out.
All right. How about you, Aries?
On paper, this should have been a great movie. Actually, on paper, it was a great movie, probably. But to lay it out on digital film, it lacked a lot. As MZ said, and I also mentioned the scares were not there. They lackluster. If a sharp sound scares you, then yeah, you're gonna jump. But that's it. The acting in this is good. The wardrobes are good. But the story is good. But the delivery is, I don't know, it's not there for me. Everything mark. There were dramatic pauses that just went on too long. Like it missed its mark. The whole finale, although was visually very good, felt very out of place for this movie. I didn't get the character motivation at the end. I was at a loss. I was like, why doing this? The mystery aspect of this movie, I half figured it out. This movie wasn't that trickery with that. So if you're the type of person that figures out movies, you will figure this movie out. This is not that type of movie for you. So this,
I actually don't know about.
And
that.
also, this movie. Pardon?
Like, I'm not. I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, because I didn't see it coming, and I don't always figure movies out. But I think that by saying that if you typically figure movies out, you'll figure this one out. I don't know if that's accurate.
Okay, I mean, maybe I'm overstepping.
It's just
I am the type of person that figures movies out, and I have figured this out.
Okay.
No, not everything. I said I have figured this movie out. So maybe I am overstepping by saying I'm the type of person that figures movies out. I have figured this movie out. So that's what I'm saying with this. That you may figure it out if you're the type of person that figures movies out. But all in all, this movie and it's way too long for what it needed to be. So this movie is a trick for me.
All right, let's go to Michael Ravenshadow.
Yeah, man. I mean, once again, we talked before, a little bit of a choppy first 20 minutes with the narrative. Fair. Get through it, and it's not fucking you've definitely seen worse fucking first 20 minutes of movies. But once it kicks in, I was on board. I would disagree with the air quotes jump scares. I thought they were. I mean, it wasn't as scary as like a mortgage payment or a leaky roof. That's what fucking scares me. You know what I mean? I wish I had a ghost. Come get me. Fucking make
I'm right here.
Yeah, right here. I'll fucking put, I don't know what attracts ghosts, but whatever the fuck. Come fucking get make it end. Let's end it.
Jesus.
But I mean,
make it
I'm
end.
sorry. I'm in the wrong meeting. This is the day. But overall, I thought it worked, especially for the context of why the scares were there. I thought it was creepy. Ain't the fucking Strangers where there's someone in a fucking bag mask peeking out from the pantry. That ain't fucking scary. You know what I mean? Like there was some, I thought the makeup was good. There was some good practical effects. But when the movie becomes its second part, and there are other movies that can reference that are, hey, the first act is this, and the second or third is this. Bone Tomahawk from Dusk Till Dawn. It ain't the same fucking sport, but like there is a change in the movie, and I think it's important to say what we said earlier. The supernatural happenings are extra to where this movie was going. And I was really on board once shit kicked in, and I thought this movie was dope. Good gore, great acting, great set pieces, great costumes, and go along for the ride for this one, man.
Wow.
If it's
Raven
not,
Shadow, you've grown.
I have grown.
You wouldn't have liked this 5 years ago.
No, praise me.
No. You don't ask for praise.
Can I send you a message for praise?
No.
Private message?
You sound so desperate, man. Please.
There's praise at the back door. Go check for it right now. It's there. I promise. Go.
All right. No.
I'll turn his computer off when he goes.
It's a fucking computer, but no. Thank you, Johnny, for recognizing. No, man, this is a treat. I highly enjoy it. Check it out. Check it out.
Check it out.
A little bit sexy too, by the way. Just saying.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Well, like what? One scene?
Well, not if you rewind it.
Oh my god! So you've seen it like 10 times then? That's why you watch this fucking movie.
I'm having fun with you, but no, it's a treat, man. I enjoyed this picture. I really did. Treat.
All right, Raven Shadow enjoyed it. There you go. All right. For me, yeah, I dug this movie. As I mentioned earlier, the initial 20 or so minutes, I think, was just trying to find its footing, and I didn't quite know where it was going. But once it got its footing, I think that this really excelled, and it did kind of keep me on my toes a little bit. I didn't, from where it started and where it ended, I did not see that coming. Now, granted, there is a natural progression throughout the film where maybe you can sort of, get an idea of where it's headed, but that's what I like about this. It did almost like a 180 from where it started to where it ended. And that, to me, is kind of impressive, and having it all make sense. Like, it could have just went off the rails and became something else in hopes that people would, forget about the slow first 20 minutes. But no, it went in a direction that made sense within the world and within the story that they were telling. And for that, I appreciate it, because we've seen movies that change at the drop of a hat and don't make sense, but this one completely did. And it, and I think because of that, it really was even more solid. So the performances are good. The way it was filmed, it looks great. And, it does get a little violent for a ghost film. Not what I expected from that. So, I think this is one I'd like to watch again, just to kind of put the pieces together on a second view. But yeah, I think that this is effective and it works pretty well. And for me, it's not going to unseat or even come close to Devil's Backbone. But I think that this could be, top 20 ghost films in the last, 10, 20 years, something like that. It's pretty good. So, yeah, give The Maid a watch. It is available on VOD. And this was, I happened to notice that this was a Netflix movie, at least in Thailand. So I wonder if it'll ever come to Netflix here. Like, I don't know if the distribution, if it's on Netflix in one country, if it's likely that it'll be on Netflix in another. I don't know how that works, but I guess that this could be a flick that ends up on Netflix. But anyways, it's on VOD for now. So yeah, if you're interested, give it a look and check out The Maid. Not the new Maid, but the old Maid, Raven Shadow. Right, Raven Shadow? Come on.
I said it's true. I think you're glitching.
I think you're a glitch.
You're a glitch.
You know what? I have a couple movies for next week. I don't have one picked out. Let me give me a few minutes. I just want to look at release dates, because I know the one I want to do the week after. But let me just check some release dates on these, because they could have changed in the last couple weeks, because we did the Patreon show and then the 9-year anniversary. So we haven't done new flicks. So while we're doing voice messages and whatnot, I'll look to see what the release dates are for flicks, to make sure that that the ones that I'm looking at right now are actually going to be out. Make sure they didn't get bumped or something like that. I'm trying to remember. I think I mentioned this last week, but I started watching Wellington Paranormal. Did I mention that last week? Do you guys remember?
Yes,
Yeah,
you did.
that was the spin-off to What We Do in the Shadows prior to the FX show What We Do in the Shadows.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So I watched another episode or two of that. It's pretty funny. Definitely recommend that. Another show I watched, not horror at all, but on Apple TV Plus, their streaming service, there's a show called Physical. Have you guys heard of this or know anything about it?
I've watched one episode of it.
Oh, you did? Okay, cool. What'd you think?
I thought it was okay. I'll probably check out more of it.
Yeah.
I'm not super like, it wasn't like, oh, I got to watch more.
Yeah. I think it gets more. It gets interesting. T-Dog and I watched the first 8. We watched like over the weekend. We watched like 4 of them because we dug it, and then throughout the week we watched a couple more. So I think we're 8 in now, and I think there's 10 in the season. But yeah, it's definitely not horror, but I think it's an interesting look at the 80s. Especially, obviously, it's. I don't know if I would have watched it on my own, but T-Dog being all into fitness and especially like some of the 80s fitness icons, she was really interested in it. But I'm glad we watched it because I dug it. The soundtrack obviously is fucking great.
So it does pick up from the first episode. It does get a little more interesting.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. So I would, I'd give it another episode if you dig the next one, then I would say stick with it. And was there something else? I don't remember. Oh, I watched once again, not completely not horror, but I watched the first episode of Ted Lasso. I know a lot of people have been talking about that. And it was pretty good. I'll probably end up picking it up, but we ended up switching over to Physical after that. So
no, that is something I've watched the full first season and the first 2 of the second season. That is a very enjoyable show.
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso, yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I am definitely gonna go back, but I realized that there's 2 seasons of that, and there's only one of Physical, so we figured we'd check that one out. Raven Shadow, you watch any shows? Oh no, you probably made a show out of Suicide Squad. Is that funny?
No, Mary and Maeve watched it without me, but I do want to check out What If. Episode 1 dropped. I haven't seen that. I did watch. I don't know if we're talking about shows. So I watched the Kevin Smith He-Man fucking thing on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I'm 4 episodes in. I really dig it.
So I watched it. There's 5 episodes in the first part of the first series. So it, from my understanding, it's Kevin Smith's Netflix Massive Universe kind of reimagining sequel.
Oh God, don't get into this.
You're right. It's up to your interpretation. But this is what the director said.
Kevin Smith said it's a sequel.
Okay, good. Thank you.
See, it's amazing when the director says something, it's what it is.
As far be from anyone. All right, no one has an agenda. But no, it's fair. But no, thank you. So I watched it, and I loved He-Man, man. I was, 82, right?
I loved He-Man, man.
Man, right. I loved it. I was the right age. It came out, had Castle Grayskull, all the stuff. I love the mini comics, all that shit. At the age I am now, there are some things that I'm not going to die on certain hills for. I love the toy line, but there are some flaws in He-Man. But I thought, Ollie and I watched it a couple when it dropped. We watched all 5 back to back. They're quick, like 20-minute episodes, 24-minute episodes. I thought the animation was incredible.
Yeah, it's great.
And involved. I thought Rollins as Triclops was downright fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It picks up. I mean, like, once again, don't die on the He-Man hill, certain fucking people. It was a lucky toy line that was probably remarkably the most homoerotic toy line of all time. The names were horrible, and they just pumped things out. But the backlash the show has gotten, maybe it's a smaller net, but I enjoyed the direction it went. I think it was a very serious take for a continuation, and it was very relevant. I liked the way they did things. The ragtag band of heroes picking up after a certain denouement really made sense, and I don't get the hate. I think everything that was all the characters used made sense to the overall storyline of the cartoon, at least. And it was kind of daring in a sense. I like that old enemies became new friends, or you know what I mean, like the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and agendas were done. And I thought there was some characters were killed off.
I'm only 4 episodes in, by the way, so.
Maybe
I'm only 2 in, so watch your spoilers here.
I'm sorry. I mean, but I mean, like it's
What the fuck is that?
I thought it was done really well, and this is the part 1 of a continuation. So, but I think what really got me goat was the hate of some things, of people who are our age or older complaining about, like, slow it down, guys. It's a fucking action figure toy line, a cartoon from '82. Slow it down.
Yeah, I think people hold things in too high regard sometimes. Like, yeah, I mean, the original show was not like. MZ, you're muted. You're muted, by the way. I see you talking. I think you were talking earlier.
I thought he was just mocking Raven Shadow.
We can't hear you, MZ.
But no, so I.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
My thing was I was unplugged. I mean, it's taken with a very serious look and a very mature look, which I mean, and it looks great. I mean, look at Beastman. He looks badass. He doesn't look goofy like he did in the '83 cartoon, or Merman, or fuck, even Orko. Even Orko looks somewhat like a deranged version of himself. You know, I think the way they're handling this is pretty nice so far.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful. It's well done. It's silly, but it still has the seriousness to it. So I mean, like, be thankful. It's still fucking He-Man, right? Even as a kid in '82, I'm like, that's kind of weird. His name is He-Man, but it was fun. I enjoy it. I don't. If you're over the age of, say, 9, don't cry about He-Man.
Well, if you're under the age of 9, you probably don't know what the fuck He-Man is.
It's true, right? Because the dad's watching it and swearing at the TV.
Don't cry for me, Eternia.
That's good.
It's a beautiful. The animation's great, and I love this. They finally make sense of the Prince Adam He-Man dynamic. For the first time ever, it actually looks like it kind of makes sense.
You mean the fact that they look different?
Yes.
Okay.
Slightly more Captain Marvel, Billy Batson. You know what I mean? At least that's something.
Yeah.
Like even Clark Kent wore glasses. You put a blonde guy with like a bowl haircut and like pink tights or purple tights, and then put the same blonde guy with a bowl haircut in a brown loincloth.
Well, to be fair, most of He-Man's action figures were cast from the same mold.
Oh, it's true. It was, again, it's the biggest work in history. They all had the same like wristbands, even if they were flesh colored. All the bad guys had the same like merman Skeletor fins. Like,
yeah, oh yeah, it was they pumped out these figures as cheaply as can be. So they had to do it for the cartoon as well to make them look the same.
Yeah, all right. I mean, to be fair, Stinkor is Merman, but with a chess piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they've been doing stuff like that. They've been doing it like that for years. Years and years and years.
And He-Man just did it to the extreme, though.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it must have been only like 4 molds for He-Man.
Right.
Yeah.
Although the best work of reusing molds was the Robin Hood Prince of Thieves movie, where the majority of the characters were all Green Arrow DC superpower figures remolded to be Kevin Costner and everybody else. If you look at those action figures, they all have G belts. You know why it's a G belt? Because it's a Green Arrow. But they had the same thing, and even the Robin Hood playset was a repurposed Return of the Jedi Endor playset they had. It's remarkably egregious in the molds.
We got Dr. Chris checking in. He says it was an amazing cartoon, and Mark Hamill's character is awesome. He says Masters of the Universe is great, and people need to shut the fuck up. It's much better than the reboot of Voltron, and that was a great tune.
You know, but I mean, as awesome as it is, and you know, it's stylistically, it's wildly different from the original. I still can't get over Alan Oppenheimer not doing Skeletor. You know, I mean, I mean, yeah, I love the updated Skeletor, but man, I just love my goofball Skeletor. You bumbling boob.
Yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I definitely got the feel of more G.I. Joe for the first half of the first episode.
Okay.
Anyone else get that vibe, G.I. Joe, more than He-Man, as far as the retro feel?
Maybe.
I have to watch it again to find out.
I didn't. I mean, not saying it's not present. I just didn't get that when I watched it. What?
I mean, I think
Sorry, I was just gonna say what T-Dog and I have been doing is we've been saving it for the weekend when we have breakfast. We'll watch an episode on Saturdays and Sundays. So that's why we're only 4 in right now. But seems like that thing to do, right? We used to do that when we were kids. So it's nice to have a little ritual.
Saturday morning cartoons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Make some,
same thing.
Make some pancakes, or for you know, not feeling like doing pancakes, we'll just have some cereal sit in front of the TV and watch it.
Sexy, right?
I don't know about sexy, but it's fun.
Pancakes aren't sexy.
Corny, going back to what we were talking about watching on TV, he says I'm waiting on Foundation on Apple TV. Yeah, it's Isaac Asimov's story. They're doing Foundation, which trailer looks fucking outstanding. So I'm super interested in that. And he also said I've been liking Schmigadoon on Apple TV. Did you guys any of you guys familiar with that?
I'm not familiar with that.
Seen the adverts for it. That's about it.
Yeah, it's got
Oh wait, is that the
Michael Key?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. It's got him in it. They're like stuck in a musical. I do want to watch that. I haven't seen it yet though.
Yeah, I'm interested in that too. I recently discovered Key and Peele, the show.
Oh my god, it's so good.
I am behind the times. I apologize to everyone who's like getting pissed at me.
Oh.
I'm familiar with their work from other things. I just never watched that show, and oh my god, I can't believe I missed that show. It is brilliant.
How far into the show are you?
Only a handful of episodes.
Did you see where Key does the teacher?
I have seen that one. Yes.
Substitute teacher.
The substitute teacher.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey,
have you seen? Have you seen the one where they do the All-Star college football game?
Yeah, that's so good.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh
Okay,
my
you got that
god!
one. Or
One of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Or slap ass.
See, I'm loving the aggressive interpreter to Obama.
Oh my God! Yeah.
I've seen a couple of those. That's what I'm liking right now.
Yeah, that shit's so good. And one of my favorite skits, I think, is in the 3rd season. It's one of my favorites because it is just so fucking outlandish. They're on a plane, and you know which one I'm talking about? It's I call it Dax Vam Sclouts. I don't know how to describe it. They're talking to a guy, and they're like, "Yeah, we're on the plane, and there's lots of terries." They mean terrorists, and they're like, "There's terries." Yeah. It is just the look on their faces, their hair, and the way they talk, and that is just like fucking unbelievable. Like, I've watched that skit like 10 times, and I laugh.
How about when
time.
they do their rendition of the Crystal Lights workout competition or something like that?
Yeah, they're doing the old 80s
the Crystal
video.
Lights fitness
Yeah.
competition.
Yeah.
But in order to get the joke, you have to see the actual video for that.
Yeah,
and Aries, if you've never seen it, go to YouTube and put in like 1987 Crystal Light Fitness Championship or something like that, and you will be amazed at what you're looking at.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Catching up on more chat. Corny says, I really like Skeletor in this, talking about the Masters of the Universe. Double D says, I was a big fan of Skeletor too, Corny. And Double D also digs the cartoon. And Evil Corny says, everyone but Ram Man. Talking about the molds, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was very unique. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the probably like Ram Man and Deep Six from G.I. Joe were the least played with action figures that I had. I had them, but never played with them.
What would so since all these He-Man and Masters of the Universe characters are so like literal, like it's kind of like what they do, you know, like their names. What would I think it would be fun to think about what our He-Man names would be.
I probably would be like Smoker.
Aries, and what would Aries be? Draencore?
Draencore.
Yeah. Or Angry.
Angry Man.
Angry Man.
Angry Drunk.
He's not drunk. Well, sometimes.
I'm very nice when I'm drunk.
He is.
That is
he
true.
actually gets nicer.
Yeah, more whiskey for this man.
Well, Jesus, I can't imagine him getting any more angry.
Next time, do shots for the opening.
At least.
Wait, Raven Shadow, you would be Biclops.
That's weird. Not sure how to take that.
Well, you have 2 eyes.
Your power would be just like your eyes would just like come out and go close to the glasses.
Triclops has 3 eyes.
Yeah, it's a degenerative condition. But that's funny. That's good.
I'm not talking about your glasses. You got 2 eyes.
Oh. Yeah, one for each of you.
And most people with an eye condition get glasses that work.
Listen.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm listening.
Double D posted a picture of the Robin Hood Prince of Thieves figure.
Is he really?
Yeah.
It's the same fucking thing. It's the same. They have the same Oliver's fucking hand. But they're like, why would Robin have a G on his belt buckle? He shouldn't, because Canada don't give a fuck.
Nope. They don't give a single fuck.
He even had it's the same, they don't give a fuck. No fucks to give, Kenner.
Let's see.
Oh, hey, Wolfie, what's our movie
what?
for next week?
Yeah, I do have it. I was just gonna catch up on the chat.
Oh, okay.
So Aries is gonna kill me. But Raven Shadow will be able to focus. So I wanted to do something the week after. I'm looking forward to the week after. I'll just tell you guys what we're doing for the week after. so obviously this is not next week. This is the following week. We're going to be doing the latest film. So give people a chance to kind of get out there and check it out from Neil Blomkamp. And the name of that is Demonic. So we're doing that in 2 weeks. It comes out on the 20th, I believe. So we wouldn't be able to do it next week. But so people keep an eye on that. We're going to be doing the new Neil Blomkamp film. I'm really excited about that one. Him doing a horror movie. But before that, we're going to be doing a Tunisian horror film. Now, I can honestly say I've never seen a film from Tunisia. Have any of you guys?
All the time, dude.
All the time.
I'm on fucking Tunisian Plus. You know what I mean?
Tunisian Plus. I'm going to have to brush up on my Tunisian names because I'm already seeing this is going to be difficult.
We'll do some Tunisian
you know what you could do is you could spend a day in Tunis and have tuna sandwiches for lunch.
No, I will not have tuna. It's not vegan, MZ. Jesus Christ. Although I will have...
Just say the goddamn name.
I will have tuna. Have you guys ever heard of tuna? It's chickpea tuna.
Oh, is it Bib Fortuna?
Bib Fortuna. Okay, so next week we're going to do a...
The Tim Tuna?
Yes. You're telling me to say the fucking name of the movie. Now you're interrupting me. Which is it, MZ? You want the movie or do you want to interrupt?
The movie.
Okay, so the name of the movie is Dachra. Dachra. And
DAC. Oh crap! Do it again.
Dachra. It's a Tunisian horror movie, and sounds pretty interesting. An investigation into witchcraft leads to a trio of journalism students to a mysterious town marked by sinister rituals, inspired by true events. So there you go. We're going to do Dachra, and this film, I believe, came out or was filmed a few years ago, but it just got a release here in the States. So it still is, it's still a new VOD release. And let me just see where it is available, just to make sure if folks want to go out there and check it out. Oh wait, is it on Shudder? Yeah, it's on Shudder.
Cool.
Even better. So there you go. Super easy. You don't have to search too hard for it. So Dachra, Dachra. It is on Shudder. Boom. So that makes it easy.
All right, Raven Shadow, we're paying attention. All your questions were answered.
Capital D.
No. What the movie, where it is.
Raven Shadow,
everything was answered.
It doesn't matter if it's capital or not. Jesus Christ.
Lowercase Dachra.
And Double D makes a good point. He says, be sure to tell Raven Shadow that Dachra is 1 hour and 54 minutes long.
Fuck. D, really?
So, Raven Shadow, is it 1 hour and 54 minutes long, or is it an hour and 114 minutes? Which is it?
I don't fucking know. I don't even
What is time, anyways?
It's all fucking time's ticking in my head, dude. I don't even know.
Jesus Christ. All right.
It's all fucking
So yeah, we'll do something a little different next week. We'll do Dachra.
Dachra monkey.
Dachra monkey? You talking about Shakma?
Oh, Shock the monkey.
Dachra monkey. No. That's
Oh god. Don't we have voicemails?
Yes, we do.
Please, let's get to them. Please.
Zero. Sorry, feeling bad if he's tired.
You feeling better, MZ?
Ugh.
All right. So, yep. So we'll do Dachra. Now let me pull up the voice messages. I forgot to download them, so just give me a sec. But Raven Chow, are you looking forward to seeing a Tunisian movie?
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I mean, I'm not quite sure where Tunisia is. Is that
Maybe you'll have to do Tunisian flashbacks.
I was thinking about that. I said that earlier, but I think MZ cut me off when he was talking. But yeah, we'll do some. I'm not sure how to spell Tunisian. The TIN.
Oh my god.
TUN. TUNS. Oh fuck!
I give up. Do you not even know?
What?
TUNISIA.
Yes.
Tunisia.
Raven Chow, you should know because it is the closest country to Italy.
Yes, that was filmed.
Yes,
So it's
exactly. Now you're thinking. It's in.
Wait.
It's.
He said Tunisian, but is it Tunisia?
No, it's Tunisia.
Oh.
And it is on the continent of Africa, but it's very close to Italy across the ocean there, Raven Shadow. It's almost like it's reaching out to Italy's big toe.
Oh, because Italy's shaped like a boot.
How would you like Italy shoved up your ass?
Wow. Raven Shadow, you pulled some fucking knowledge from like third grade just there. How did it feel?
That's why I stopped learning.
I thought for sure it was far earlier than that, but hey.
No, I'm definitely at a fucking 7th grade level. I would be in 7th grade honors right now.
Uh-oh. Corny's saying it's Docker's not showing up on his Shutter. Let me just see.
Well, because he has Alabama Shutter.
Because he has what?
Alabama Shutter.
Oh, shit. It isn't on Shutter. Why does Shutter do this? Okay, so I apologize. It's not on Shutter. When I searched for the film, it pulls up a Shutter page, and there's a button that says play. So I assumed it was on Shutter. But it looks like it was at one point and then removed, maybe.
See, you know what happens when you assume, Wolfie?
Yeah.
Make an ass out of you and me.
Oh.
So my apologies. I'm looking to see where it is available. I'll look here while we're playing a voice message. How about that? All right. So these are two quick ones, but they reference a conversation we had earlier. If you remember, Raven Shadow, I said that Linus had called in. You remember when I said that?
I remember. Linus, my friend.
Is he your friend?
I predict he stands with me.
All right. Well, let's check in with Linus. Let's see what he has to say. I think this is about the Suicide Squad.
Dude, what are you on about? Like, sorry, Raven Shadow Man. But they totally mentioned Superman. The whole point for Bloodsport being in the movie was that he fucking shot Superman with a kryptonite bullet, and I don't know, yeah. You want to bet, dude?
All right, let's play the next one.
Okay, I think The Suicide Squad wasn't a sequel to Suicide Squad because Suicide Squad sucked a ton of balls, and The Suicide Squad didn't. So there you go. That's it.
So what do you think?
You know what? I will stand corrected and agree to disagree. I can't argue with that.
Thank God.
Do I get any credit for predicting that he was going to side with me?
Yeah, praise him, Raven Shadow. Praise him.
Praise me.
Did a really good job, Aries.
I did.
Yeah,
I'm so smart.
It's just dripping with sarcasm in your voice.
No, I would. If you were here, I would give you a treat.
Oh, like one of Ollie's treats? Jesus Christ.
No, one of Aries treats. I give him I got whiskey ice cubes ready for him when he comes over. I'll put them out for him. I mean, I don't know. Cheese and whiskey. Aries likes. Am I wrong?
Probably.
Aries.
The fact that you think I would eat cheese and then drink whiskey, yes, you are wrong.
You wouldn't have a fine cheese plate and have
whiskey. No, I would not.
That's not fun to you.
No.
It's fun to me.
All right.
Oh shit. All right, let me see where this. Oh man, I'm so pissed. I thought this. I was like, all right, I'm gonna pick this movie. This is the one. And I, was like, okay, it's playing here. Okay, cool, we're good. Yeah, no. Okay, Dakra. It is. It's not even on fucking Amazon Prime. It says this video is currently unavailable to watch in your location.
You want to watch Suicide Squad?
No.
Is it coming up soon? At least is it like a scheduled date?
So I do see a place you can watch it actually. It's let me see here.
Under the covers at midnight.
There's a website, Lamel Virtual Cinema. Let me just click and see. Yeah, this must be a complete indie thing. It's spelled Laemmle. Lamel Virtual Cinema. So it's watch.lamley. Lamley?
Lamley.
Okay, watch.lamley.com. And then it'll be available on there. What is Lamley? Do you know what that is, MZ?
It's a last name.
Oh, well, there you go. So on there, it looks like you can watch it. So Lamley, watch.lamley.com. That's Laemmle. So it's available for rent or, just rent, I believe. It's a little on the pricey side, so I don't blame people if it's $12 to rent.
Jesus. Wow.
So save your shekels, everyone. So I don't know if this is coming to the country or not, but that sucks. It sounds super cool and interesting. Maybe it was on Shudder. It looks like it was on Shudder, and then they got removed, or it's available in other countries. But we're still gonna go with this because it is available where we can watch it somewhere. So there you go. Sorry about that, folks. If you got your hopes up for Shudder, I did. Shudder shows it as being able to be played, but you click play and it says an error occurred. So, all right. Anything else to add to Linus's voice message there, Raven Shadow?
I love Linus.
Okay, there you go. Is that like I love Lamp?
I love Lamp. I love Lamp and Linus. I mean,
what?
Okay.
Yeah, what? What'd you say?
So whatever, man.
Whatever, man.
Just in general. But no, I love Linus.
Okay, so I think we're going to wrap shit up here. So, next week we're going to talk about Dakra. Hopefully people can view it somewhere. It is available somewhere. But what else we got going on? And then the week after that, we'll do Demonic from Neil Blomkamp. And Evil Corny says, I love the trailer for Demonic. I actually haven't seen the trailer yet. I've been kind of purposely avoiding it. Because I do like me some Blomkamp. MZ, I know you're a big fan, right?
Yeah. I'm all over this. Can't wait.
You're all over this like Raven Shadow on an Uncrustable after Thursday night show.
That's right.
You gonna have one tonight, Raven Shadow?
I don't have any.
Why didn't you get more?
I gotta get some. I got some.
Call your mom right now. Tell her to bring some over.
I'll put her on speaker.
I gotta tell you, I was in Target the other day, and they had the Raven Shadow cooler set up. One side was Uncrustables, the other side was mozzarella sticks, and then pizza pockets.
Oh my god!
Oh, I love those things.
I was like, Jesus, it might as well just said Raven Shadow across the top.
Yeah, I'll put my name on that.
We should sell a Raven Shadow like survival kit.
Pack of smokes.
Pack of smokes, couple nips,
Uncrustables.
Uncrustables.
You would need electricity to make them all work. You'd have to have have a toaster oven or a microwave or something to make it happen.
Oh, it would come with a little thing of sterno.
Ooh.
It would be like the MREs where it's just you break in, has a chemical reaction, and heats it up.
Yeah. And those things have a shelf life of like 15 years. I had one of those before. There was a guy that I used to work with. He was in the reserves, and he had some MREs, and he gave me one. And I think it was what, green pepper and rice. I think it was, and it was sitting on a shelf for like 3 years. You just, you take all the other stuff out of it, the matches and the hankies and whatever else is in there, and you just fill it up with, it's in a like this weird foil bag. You just fill it up with hot water, a little bit of hot water, and you let it sit for like 4 or 5 minutes, and boom, your food's ready. And you know what? It's not bad.
It's not good either. There's a reason why there's a little bottle of Tabasco with it to give it a little bit of kick.
Yeah. The Tabasco bottle that you get, it's like this big. It's like the size of a paper clip.
Jesus.
Yeah, you just dump that all in there and you get a little kick with your food.
Yeah, but you know what? It's better than starving to death.
Yeah.
Sure. So I was actually curious. Neil Blomkamp, for the last basically 3 or 4 years, he's just been doing shorts. I actually kept meaning to check out his shorts, and I never did. They looked awesome. I think I saw one of them. I don't remember which one it was, but he's done a bunch of shorts, and then prior to that, he did Chappie, which I know was not as well received as some of his other films. But he also did Elysium, and then, of course, District 9, which was amazing. And he was supposed to do that Alien movie that never happened, which may still happen eventually sometime down the road. I was super excited for that. I think that's why he got so kind of turned off by the Hollywood thing that he just went and made his own shorts. So,
but he's still doing District 10. So.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, he is. Yeah, which is interesting. But yeah, he's a super talented dude, so I can't wait to check out that movie. But all right, well, that's gonna do it. So why don't we go around and say our goodbyes, starting with MZ.
Arrivederci, douchebags.
Aries.
All right, fuck Mike Raven Shadow and goodbye.
Wow, Raven Shadow, you got a rebuttal?
Yeah, I love you so much, and I forgive you, and I love you. The best part. Survive with your mask on. This could be my last appearance.
All right. Well, that is going to do it for episode 472. Yep, the 472. We appreciate all you guys tuning in. So for Linus, who took some time to send in voice messages to rebut Raven Shadow, that was kind of awesome. And also for all the people hanging out, we had a lively live crowd this evening, so we appreciate you guys hanging. And also for everyone who's going to tune in and listen to the podcast. Next week we're going to do Dakra. If you could find it, it is available to rent online if you're curious. So give that a look. And if you have any thoughts about the film, any previous films, or any films in general, or anything, we always love hearing from you guys. So podcast at trickortreatradio.com. Feel free to send a voice message and let us know what's on your mind. And Aries, I'm sure roasts will be accepted from here on out, right?
Always. Always welcome.
So someone has
whether they're good-hearted or mean, always welcome.
Yeah, there you go. So, well, that is going to do it. So we appreciate you guys, and especially appreciate all of our Patreon supporters. We love you guys the most. All right, we'll see you next week.